Well, let's get started. Good morning, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see everyone here. I already see the Twitch chat is is rolling. I see some folks over here on YouTube. Mixer's quiet, but I think there's probably a lot of people on Mixer, and they're just really being quiet right now. If I had to guess, probably the biggest audience is on Mixer, and just, hey, they're just watching, waiting to see what happens. Hey, folks, good to see you, 3D Loki. I saw my buddy John Moo there. Adora, Jay Brizzle, Captain Bunny. Good to see everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning. Let me tell you what's going on. So the servers are going down. That's probably why many of you are here. You were probably peacefully playing Creativerse, and you got a message that said, hey, the servers are coming down, but guess what? There's a new update coming. And so I'm here. My name is Steven. Some know me as Brainsloth, and I am here to hang out with you, and we can discuss a little bit of what's in this new update. Spoiler alert, it's a very small update. A lot of it is stuff that's below the hood that you won't, if everything goes well, you won't notice it. It's kind of back-end networking stuff that, if you ask me to describe it, I do a terrible job of it because I'm not an engineer. So there's a lot of that. And then the stuff that you can actually notice in the game. There's a few things that we can call out. A few good bug fixes that have been requested. And also the new loading screens that were the result of the Take Your Best Shot screenshot contest that we had over the past couple months. And I'm excited to show those off. They look really awesome in the game. So, never forget Brainsloth sing. I'm not sure what that means, Captain Bunny, but hey, I appreciate it. Giant mic, but effective. Well, this is normally, in this spot on the screen here, this is where my buddy, Mr. Playful David, usually hangs out. But he had an appointment this morning. He couldn't be here. He might join us a little later, he said, if he makes it in time. So he might scoot in. So I'm hanging out with my buddy, Microphone here. This is my true friend, my one real friend, is this Microphone. Sorry, I will try not to have moments of silence as I read the chat. I will multitask, which is the true job of any streamer. Yeah, thanks. Say hi, Microphone. Conrad, the Dogfather, says howdy, Microphone. So, in this release, we're calling it, I don't know even what we're calling it, I forget. It's a tiny release that's got some stuff in it. The main feature that you're going to notice, so let me first set the scene. If you've been paying attention, or if you've been playing lately, and you've seen some of our previous releases, there's been a few that have been, we've called out as being smaller, mostly under the hood releases, that basically, the team is at work, and there's either some under the hood stuff that's improvements for the game, or else improvements for how the game runs, or else prepping for future updates. And we pile up a bunch of those, and we say we're ready to get these out in the wild and see how they perform. And so this is another case of that. There are, now I won't reveal, but there are several, I will say, meatier, or not like a meatier, but beefier, more heavy-duty releases that we're actively working towards. These are concrete features that we know we want to get out, but they many of them are going to take kind of a longer span of development than some of our usual kind of month to month, here's a bunch of new features every month cadence. And so we knew that going in, and we said we're going to work towards these newer, more heavy duty features. And even if it means mixing up the cadence a little bit, having a few of these kind of tiny in-between releases. So that's what's going on. This is one of those. I think, I'm not telling any tales out of school here, probably our next release will be one of those larger features. If that doesn't end up happening, if we end up doing one or more of these, don't send me like an angry email in bold red font, because I'll just be like, it's too red, it's too bold, I'm not going to read it. But I think that's the tentative plan. I'll go ahead and spoil that much. So, in today's update, though, I wouldn't recommend shaking a stick at this. I don't think you need to shake a stick at this release, whatever that saying means. I'm not even sure. The main thing you're going to see are those new loading screens. And so I want to quickly jump into the game and show off a couple of those. You kind of get them served up at random as you teleport around. So let's see what they look like in the game. And then following that, I have kind of a fun... I'll just show you something that I'm gonna post on our social media on Twitter directly following this stream. That's something that everyone can participate in. So, first of all, keep those questions coming. I'm gonna take a look and see. 3D Loki, what about a bold purple font for my angry email? I'll accept that I'll accept it under protest, but it's right on the line, 3D Loki. Sarah Gate asks, any idea when we're going to get trapdoors for the Galactic set? That was a really fun idea. So I like the Galactic set is one of my favorite sets as far as just the variety. It's got all these kind of crazy and different shapes and profiles. It's got those like the pipes, for example, that just take up the corner of the block, and you can use them vertically. You can use them to kind of connect two blocks. They're super versatile, and so I really love that about the Galactic update. That said, I think when the team is working on those super bundles, you almost could do it forever, right? There's always more that you could add to one, and that bundle could have easily been twice the size and had a bunch of cool trapdoor and galactic table and all the different things, and then even more hidden lighting and just any variant or new thing that you can think of. And so I think the trapdoor, I don't know, I'm trying to think if any of our existing trapdoors would kind of work in that context. Weirdly, I'm kind of thinking the hidden temple trapdoor. I know hear me out. It's pretty different. It's got a different color scheme than a lot of those silvers and kind of more those light colors and the blue, silvers and blues and stuff. But it is kind of, it's got these glyphs on it. It kind of almost feels like could be alien or something interesting. So I would try that out. I don't know. There's a few. I would say play with some of the existing ones, but yeah, in general. I think it's totally on the table that we could revisit any of those bundles in the future and just add more, or we've done that in the past. In fact, the Hidden Temple trapdoor was one we added later on. We're just like, we really want to get this into that set. So, if you really want something like that, just let us know. We always pay attention to feedback like that, and we love hearing what specifically the community is asking for. All right, so I will continue to read your questions and answer. And once again, if you're just joining us, the servers are down. We're deploying a small update, and real quick, I'm joining you here from Playful HQ, and I'm going to show off a couple of the things in the update, a couple of the fixes, and then and we'll probably keep this pretty quick. Let's hop into the game. So I'm here on one of our development environments, but this is the build that's up here should match the one that's going out today. The only thing that you'll see different is that little there in the bottom where it says development build. So everything else is the same. Hey, it's my beloved Forbidden Chizard Coop for all your Forbidden Chizards. I think I got my pet here. I wonder if I can kind of bowl him up into it. You need to be inside your coop. Get in there.
More blocks.
We did say that. Yeah.
Let's see.
So without getting too much more in detail,
I think you look comfortable there, just kind of chilling by the fire, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so what I want to do, I forget, okay, my touchscreen is right here. I want to show off just some of those new loading screens. So once again, these are the loading screens that were the winning entries from the Take Your Best Shot screenshot contest. I really love this contest. It really, I feel like it stretched a different set of muscles for our community. I was just chatting about it with one of the artists here behind me, and he was saying, yeah, what was interesting is in a lot of our contests, we know there's a set of really talented builders that really have some of the, if we have a building contest, these guys are going to have, 1, 2, 3, some number of the winning spots just like on lockdown. These guys are so good, and we can count on them to really create some awesome builds. It was interesting that that didn't necessarily translate into a winning screenshot. It's really a different set of things that you need to try to take into account to get it to look good. You could to put it one way, it's really easy to take a not so great screenshot of a great build that you did. And so that's what I really loved. I mean, some of the winning screenshots had no building at all. And if I think about Captain Bunny's, it was all about this really interesting framing of this mountainside, and all about kind of, it was definitely about like the angle and the framing, and then there's a little Rambo character in the shot that it kind of was interesting how he was in the shot, and so it told a bit of a story. speak of the devil. So here, I need to go farther away, so it'll take longer to load.
Those
I
kind of
think.
chats don't just instantly translate.
Maybe
to,
I'm in trouble because this is kind of not a built-up world. So,
enthusiasm that the team has.
but we will try to travel a little farther away here. So that was a quick glimpse at it. So some of the things to mention about these are of course, those winning screenshots, and so there's a variety of them. Our old one used to be just this one single image of like the savanna biome, and so I think one of our designers, JC, was like, "Hey, Steven, we should really kind of sick of that loading screen. Why don't we try to bring it up to the community and see who can really come up with the best screenshots?" And so you'll notice just a variety. There's awesome builds. There's kind of cool situations. One where a Miru is attacking, and it looks really exciting. All right, let's try it again. The other thing to call out is that I'll show you here in a second. The loading bar here along the bottom of that is so fast. Maybe that's for the best because now you have to get into the game and really check these out yourself. The loading bar along the bottom of the screenshot there has been improved. It looks a little prettier. It's got more of a transparent background, so you can see all of the shot. I think it's just been cleaned up a little bit. It looks a little nicer. So.
48 joining us in the chat. And if you remember, he is fairly decent. Has a fairly decent following on YouTube and did a bunch.
Let's see. Someone's saying that it sounds like they're hearing my voice in double.
He had asked. The last time he played was the Halloween update.
Am I playing a video or something? Or is there some weird sound going on, guys?
Okay.
I would say that building that you're looking at right now with the Forbidden City collection is one.
I'm going to close. I had my mixer up, and it looked like that browser window might have been playing some audio. So here, I'm going to test something real quick. No, I just messed with it. That's probably too loud now, huh? All right, how we doing? Is that better? Okay. Sorry about that. I think I have my chat windows up, and I had the mixer chat up, and I think it must have just started playing the stream or playing an old video or something. All good. Thank you. Let me know. I just messed with the volume of my voice, so let me know if now that is too quiet. You so quiet now? Okay. I think I just turned that down. No problem. Okay. I'm going to call it there. So if I'm too loud now, just turn your volume down a little bit. All right. So we are just traveling. I'm going to do this one or two more times. Let's see if we can catch a couple more of these. And thanks for your patience while I sorted that out. I'm going to catch a couple more of these loading screens, and we'll talk about something completely different. We'll go over a couple of the bug fixes in this update as well. Here's one. That's one of my favorites. I think that was, I can't remember offhand whose awesome screenshot that was. We've called it out. If you want to see all of these, you can go check out, scroll back in time on our Twitter and on our Facebook. And we've posted all of them there with credit, of course, to the contest winners. So let's travel. All I'm doing, this is really kind of not interesting gameplay, but I'm just traveling far away so I can teleport back and get a loading screen. As you know, if you travel just a little distance away from your touchstone, then you might not even trigger one. So I got to get it where my little starting area is totally not loaded. So this is the last one we'll do. Like this, there's 10 total. You can check them out. So it's, to me, it feels like a small improvement, but it really doesn't make you notice it every time you teleport, every time you load a world. These loading screens are way better. So just total kudos to our super talented community for really going above and beyond and creating some awesome screenshots that made amazing loading screens. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Those are all looking really awesome. So, okay. I think that's all of the gameplay I'm going to do right now. I'm going to switch back to my regular... There we go. Hello. Let's see. Oh, any ETA on the patch? The word that I got, and I'm going to kind of look over here. Okay, so we're getting there. I think the word that I got is that this is going to be slightly shorter, so I don't know if that means an hour and a half, something like that. Sometimes you can go at a couple hours. I bet it'll be substantially shorter than a couple hours unless something goes sideways. So we will keep you posted. I probably will not keep the stream running for too much longer because there's always a danger that I will start rambling and saying ridiculous things, so we want to stop that. in the event that this live stream ends early before the release is live, we'll keep you posted on the forums and on the Twitter and all that stuff. Okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about really briefly is there are a couple bug fixes in the release in addition to those new loading screens. A couple of the ones that stand out to me, there was a broken button on the claims permissions menu. The button that was like accept all was doing something else, like accept all builder requests on your claim. We fixed that. We did finally get a fix in for some decorative objects on like shelves or galactic grav chambers and stuff that were playing their sounds. Haunted idols was a big one. I think the flaming skull maybe was one. So I believe those are all fixed. That issue is corrected. If you notice that's still going up for any item, let us know, because I believe that just had to be, it's a data thing that has to be adjusted item per item, and so it's possible that there's still some, but we got the ones that have been reported to us. But there was an issue where once in a while, playing in your world, you might see if you had a leftover from one of the seasonal events, like the Halloween event, you had a haunted idol still in your world, it might randomly play its message and say like, the world creator just started an event, and you know that they're not like even online. There was some weird buggy stuff going on there, but that's been fixed, and a few more bug fixes, largely stuff that was reported on our forums, by our sneak preview guys, all that stuff. So look out for those. It's a small list. Once again, kind of the main point or the main idea of this release is just some incremental improvements while we work towards some future updates that are going to be much more substantial, that we're really excited about, but are going to take a little longer than the usual kind of month-to-month release cadence. So one thing I wanted to quickly do, kind of following the stream maybe a few minutes after, I was thinking, let's do something fun on Twitter. I've got a bracket that we put together. You can see, I'll post this. It's going to be on the Creativerse game Twitter, and it's going to be a battle of blocks. And I was initially just going to do this for fun, because why not see which block just wins? It's going to be a series of just polls on Twitter. That's why we're doing it on Twitter, because Twitter has this native poll support. But I went to the team. I said, "Hey guys, can we, if I run this goofy block madness bracket, can we?" I'm going to scoot over here. Can we take the winning block and give it the full like slab, slope corners, and cylinder treatment, right? So I intentionally loaded up this bracket with a bunch of blocks that, for the most part, don't have those things. Some of them might have one of them or two of them. Like I think the stacked stone wall has a cylinder, but it definitely doesn't have a slab or slopes. And a lot of these don't have any of that. And so the gist of this is, it was just going to be something for fun that I threw it on Twitter, but I did get an agreement from the team that we could at least take the winning block and give it those variants. And so following the stream, just for something that's just for a little fun, I will post this on our Twitter. Go vote for the blocks that you want to see get that treatment, and we'll run this over the next couple days maybe. I don't know. Just wait. I'll wait till we get enough votes for round 1, and then set up round 2 and fire that off. So just kind of a fun activity, and we'll get a set of block variants out of it. So vote for the one that you want to see. But for example, my vote, I won't say my vote, but I'll just say I tend to like really plain but bright blocks that just give me, because those feel very versatile in my mind. So I might be voting for one like that I know I'll get a lot of bang for my buck out of having a slab and a slope version of it. I'm seeing some folks. Linksy Blue. So I immediately went to our sneak preview group and I said, "Hey guys, I want to fill out this bracket for blocks. Can you let me know which ones you think I should add to the bracket?" And they're all just, "I just want all the blocks." And so I was like, "That's not what I asked." So that's a great point, and I think just as a long-term goal, I would love to get to where we have just total, any block you pick, you can just apply it to any shape. So far, that's more of a long-term goal, I think. But in the meantime, when we get the team bandwidth, we can definitely get just additional variants out. And so that's going to be what this one is. It just if the community just picks ones that they're really excited about, it's an opportunity we can squeeze one in, even though we're kind of the team Vector right now is working on these other kind of substantial future features. I convinced them to wedge this in just for a little fun. All right. I'm seeing some good votes here. So this is going to be on Twitter following the stream. All right. Does anyone have any questions? I'm kind of following your chat here. If you're on Mixer, I had to close that chat, so go pop over to Twitch if you have a question. I'll take maybe a couple more questions, and then I'll wrap this up. And I think, yeah, the team is cranking away on the update. Hopefully it'll be done pretty quick, and we'll get you back in the game. And I'll post these patch notes on our forums and stuff. It's going to be, it's probably about 7-8 things, mostly bug fixes, plus the loading screens that we just checked out. But if you want an additional thing to do, I'll have this block madness image posted here on Twitter following. Can we render blueprints? Linksy Blue asks. Can we render blueprints as we make them, so we can get rid of surrounding stuff we don't want in the blueprint, please? Are you talking about capturing a blueprint and you want to avoid like the grass and stuff that's surrounding your build? Give me a follow-up there, Lixie Blue. I'm not exactly sure what you're asking about. Goblin Nooners asks, want to talk about the contest to make spawn points on alternate Playfulverse servers? I would love to talk about that, but our illustrious community moderator, Mr. Remedy, is totally running that on his own, and I said, Remedy is totally in charge of that, so go bug him. I would say go send him a Steam message. Just hit him up in the forums. He appreciates when you post on the forums in all caps. And if you misspell a lot of stuff and you just flame people, if you can, that's what he really appreciates. So just ask him that way, I think, and you'll get a really quick answer from him. Yeah, I asked Remedy about it. What I understand is that we are creating 4 new additional Playfulverse public worlds that anyone can join. That we can then go stream from or do whatever with. But before they're opened up, Remedy has challenged the community to make some cool blueprints that can be used as a starting area. So that's the gist of that contest. And we hooked him up with some prizes to give away, but he is running the show. So go bug him on the forums if you have any specific questions. Rip Remedy, the spam's going to be real. That's all right. Oh, he's got a... So he's posting in the chat here, there's an adventure up. So go, if you want to look in the Twitch chat, there's an adventure, and I'm certain he'll be posting this on the forums as well. You can go view the entries, and you can go vote, and there's a straw poll where you can go vote. So check that out in the Twitch chat, or go follow up on the forums. Again, he really appreciates just angry, flaming, name-calling, anything like that. He'll get right back to you. Alrighty. Can I have a request? We want the developers to be more active on the general block suggestion forum. We really want to hear your opinions of our ideas. That's a good suggestion. I think in general, we love being active on the forums. We definitely always, there's multiple folks on the team, I'll tell you, that read just about everything that comes through those forums. We're constantly seeking that kind of feedback. What does the community want? It helps us shape our roadmap. I mean, certainly the roadmap is shaped by what we want the game to be and things that we're excited to add. But just as much, we looked to our players to tell us, what do you want? What kind of blocks? And so I will try. I think I'll swing by that thread and see. But my feeling is that when we constantly reply to that, some of those replies start sounding the same, like, I want a Wild West block set. That sounds cool. That sounds exciting. Hope we can do that sometime. And then that's also the response when someone wants, like, I want a moon base set. That sounds amazing. I hope we can really do that. And so, but suggestion taken. I'll swing by there and see what y'all been talking about. I bet there are some good suggestions that I haven't even seen yet. Are you going to be adding fish at some time? I hope so. I think the water is the last place where we can really, not the last place, but there's definitely room for a lot of creatures to go be lurking in that water, whether it's fish or something else, scarier or creepy. John Moo says the circus theme. I don't know about that, John Moo. Circus theme seems a little, maybe. So we do have goo blocks. I recommend bright colors like goo, get the forbidden red wall in there, maybe diamond glass, stained glass, anything that's super bright. So the circus theme would probably just be like blocks that are shaped like scary clown heads. That's the main thing, just various different scary clown heads with glowing eyes is what I kind of picture. Can you tell us when you expect a major update? You don't need to tell us what it is, but at least when we can expect it. Yeah, at the beginning of the stream, Captain Bunny, I was saying I believe the next update is going to be, what does a major update mean? But it's got substantial features. It's going to be not one of these. Here's a bunch of tiny incremental improvements. It's a feature that we've been working on over the scope of several last months, and it'll be part, I believe, of the next feature. The next update. I won't tell you exactly when that'll be, but probably if you go look at our release history, you can get an idea of about how often we tend to release those things. So you do the math. Another suggestion is an anti-processor that turns slabs into normal blocks. Is that just because you have some leftover slabs and you want to get rid of them? You wish you had some blocks? I can see that. Alrighty, folks. I think any chances of getting a way to stay underwater longer. So right around about a year ago when we launched the game as part of some balance changes that were made, the underwater breathe time was boosted like by, 10x or something. I haven't heard a ton of feedback that now feels super short or unfair, but I think, this is just my personal, doesn't mean anything. I think it would be just as cool to have to kind of now maybe craft something. Maybe there's a potion. Like, it's just not your built-in lung capacity, but maybe there's some gameplay mechanic that allows you, if you do that, to breathe underwater. That sounds really fun to me. Maybe that would be one way to look at the problem. Idea for the game, it could be a music box with YouTube URLs. I think we have that. So if you place the holiday music box and then you switch out of the game and load up YouTube and hit play and switch back to the game and then just look at the holiday music box and don't turn it on, it does exactly what you're asking for, Mr. Z Semi. Let's see. All right, folks. I could keep doing this for a while, but I think the team is. Yep, it looks like they're getting close to finishing up. So I'm going to go help assist with my little part there. So thanks for joining us here on this live stream. I know there wasn't a lot of new content to show off, but I think when you're just playing around in the game, every time you teleport, you'll be like, man, I'm really glad we got these new loading screens. That's how it feels to me. They all look way, way better than a shot of the savanna biome. And I don't know. I think they're great. I'm really proud of the community and love the contest entries that we got from them. Super, super awesome. Also, as a reminder, maybe in the few minutes following this live stream, or let's say within the next hour, keep an eye on Twitter. I'll post our block madness bracket, and we'll get a winning block and give it some slabs and slopes and stuff. So look out for that. Alrighty. Thanks for joining us. Great to see everyone here. One more question on YouTube, because I've been looking at mostly at Twitch chat. Guyver01 says, would it be possible to get a massive blueprint block, 3x3 map block, starting from the corrupted floor to the highest point of the world? I think the main limiter there at the moment is just the technical restrictions of the game. To capture that huge of a chunk of the world, have it all loaded up, have it be able to render in the blueprint preview screen as well as your world, I think is basically you're now rendering the entire world twice. It's that's my guess of what's happening there anyway. My uninformed guess, but I know that the bigger those blueprints get, the more they eat up memory and do a lot of under the hood kind of really require a lot of resources, and so that's why getting to about the size of the claim is as big as they are now. So what that means is that totally doesn't rule out bigger ones in the future, but for now, if you want to capture something really big, just use multiple blueprints, put them in a collection on Steam. I just saw an awesome one. I definitely want to tweet it out later or something, by Warrior and Warrior, who's your building buddy? Alice, Avatar Alice. They recreated the Chili's restaurant. Search for Chili's on the workshop and you'll see it. It's amazing. And we want to share that a little later. But so that's 4 pieces that they put into a collection on Steam. And so that's a great way to capture something huge and make it really easy for folks to understand that This blueprint just has a lot of pieces, and you can build it into pieces. Alrighty. Thank you, folks. I love seeing all these questions. I don't know what some of them mean, but I appreciate you joining us here. And rather than continue to ramble on, look out. I bet the servers will be up relatively soon. We'll keep you posted. Thanks for joining me. See you later. Woo!